Section 1, delving into Part 6, States, the building blocks of America. All right, folks, let's talk about the US Constitution, specifically Part 6. It's all about states' rights. But what does it actually say? Part 6 is basically the instruction manual for how states should function within our federal system. Think of it like the how to assemble guide for a piece of furniture, except instead of ending up with a wobbly bookshelf, you get a functioning state government. Now you might be thinking, John, why should I care about state governments? Well, my friend, buckle up, because these guys have a surprising amount of power over your daily life. From education to healthcare to driving laws, state governments are the ones calling a lot of the shots. Section 2, the governor. More than just a fancy title. First up, let's meet the head honcho of each state, the governor. Articles 153 to 167 lay out the ground rules for this powerful position. Think of them as the CEO of the state, but instead of answering to a board of directors, they answer to, well, you. The governor gets to appoint key officials, propose laws, and even veto legislation they don't like. It's a pretty sweet gig if you can get it, but remember, with great power comes great responsibility and also probably a lot of fundraising dinners. The governor also has to deal with all the headaches that come with running a state, like natural disasters, budget crises, and the occasional scandal involving a pet parrot and campaign funds. Section 3, state legislature, where the people's voice resonates. Next, we've got the state legislature, the heart of state-level democracy. This is where everyday citizens get to have their voices heard, or at least where their elected representatives pretend to listen to them. Articles 168 to 212 cover everything from how the legislature is structured. Most states have a two-house system, like a tiny, less dysfunctional Congress, to how laws are made. It's a complex process involving committees, debates, and more amendments than a Shakespeare play rewritten by a committee. And because state governments are closer to the people, they often tackle issues that really hit home, like education funding, environmental protection, and whether or not you need a permit to own a ferret. Section 4, the governor's pen, a powerful tool. Now you might be thinking, hold on, John, doesn't the governor have something to say about all these laws? And you'd be right. Article 213 gives the governor the power to sign or veto bills passed by the legislature. Think of it like this. The legislature is like a chef, carefully crafting a delicious law lasagna. But before it can be served to the public, the governor gets to take a bite. If they like it, they sign it, and it becomes law. But if they don't, veto time. Of course, the legislature can try to override a veto with a supermajority vote. It's a political game of chicken, and sometimes the outcome can determine the fate of things like funding for public libraries or whether or not you can buy fireworks after 10 p.m. The governor's decision can have far-reaching consequences, impacting everyday life in ways you might not even realize. So the next time you see a new law being discussed, remember the governor's pen is a powerful tool that shapes the final outcome. It's not just about signing or vetoing, it's about the balance of power and the intricate dance of democracy. Section 5, justice at the state level, high courts and beyond. This is where the real action happens when it comes to interpreting and enforcing the laws that govern our daily lives. Okay, so we've covered the lawmaking side of things, but what about when those laws are broken? What mechanisms are in place to ensure justice is served? That's where the state judicial system comes in. It's a complex network designed to handle everything from minor disputes to major criminal cases. Articles 214 to 237 outline the structure of state courts, from the all-powerful high courts down to the local courts that handle traffic tickets and small claims. These articles provide a detailed blueprint for how justice is administered at the state level. Think of the High Court as the Supreme Court's less famous but equally important cousin. They play a crucial role in the judicial system. They have the final say on matters of state law, and their decisions can have a huge impact on people's lives. Their rulings can set precedents that affect future cases. From upholding workers' rights to protecting consumers from shady businesses, the state courts are on the front lines of ensuring justice is served. They are the guardians of fairness and equity in our society. And let's not forget about all the other courts that make up the judicial branch. Civil courts, criminal courts, family courts. Each of these courts specializes in different areas of law, ensuring that every aspect of justice is covered. Section 6, Part 6, in a nutshell, keeping the states in check. So there you have it, folks. Part 6 of the Constitution in all its glory. It's a complex and sometimes confusing set of rules, but it's the foundation for how our states function within the larger federal system. From the governor to the legislature to the courts, each branch plays a vital role in ensuring that states can govern themselves effectively while still adhering to the principles outlined in the Constitution. But Part 6 isn't just about keeping the states in check. It's about empowering them to serve the needs of their citizens. Section 7, why should we care about state governments? Now, you might be thinking, John, this is all very interesting, but why should I care? And it's a fair question. After all, state politics often gets overshadowed by the never-ending drama of national politics. But here's the thing. State governments have a much bigger impact on our daily lives than we often realize. They decide how our schools are funded, what curriculum is taught, and the standards our children must meet. They determine what healthcare options are available to us, including Medicaid and other state health programs. And yes, they even regulate whether or not we can buy wine on Sundays or any other day for that matter. So, yeah, maybe paying attention to state politics isn't as glamorous as watching cable news yell about the latest scandal, but it's arguably more important. State policies directly affect our communities, our families, and our personal lives. Plus, getting involved at the state level can be surprisingly easy and impactful. You can make a real difference. You can contact your state representatives, attend town hall meetings, and voice your concerns. Or even run for office yourself. The opportunities to influence change are right at your doorstep. Section 8, the enduring relevance of Part 6. As you can see, Part 6 of the Constitution isn't just some dusty old document gathering cobwebs in a museum somewhere. It's a living, breathing framework that continues to shape the way we live our lives today. So the next time you hear someone talking about states' rights, remember this: it's not just about abstract political theory. It's about the very real power that states have to make decisions that impact our daily lives. And that, my friends, is something worth paying attention to.